Are you tired of manually tweaking or optimizing your prompts? In this video, I'm excited to introduce LLAMA Prompt Ops, a game-changing open-source Python library that optimizes prompts for LLAMA models in minutes. Migrating prompts from GPT to LLAMA can be a real challenge. The difference in architecture, training data, and prompt interpretation can lead to degraded performance. And manual prompt tuning is slow, inconsistent, and hard to scale. That's why systematic optimization is essential for achieving optimal results. That's where LLAMA Prompt Ops comes in. With this powerful tool, open source and available on GitHub, you can feed in your existing GPT or other LLM prompts and automatically generate a LLAMA optimized version. No manual guesswork required. This means that you can focus on building amazing applications and not having to waste time on tweaking prompts. Now, let's see LLAMA Prompt Ops in the field. In this quick demo, I'll show you how to use it to optimize an existing prompt for a customer service classification task. This task involves classifying customers' message into specific categories, and we'll use LLAMA Prompt Ops to generate an optimized prompt for this use case. Let's get started by installing the package with pip install LLAMA Prompt Ops. Now let's create a new migration project with LLAMA Prompt Ops, create project name. I'll name this project customer service. This will load a simple get started project configured with a default classification task. And let's look at the original prompt for this task. The use case here is essentially, given a specific message, return it in a JSON format. And now, let's look at the configuration file. The YAML file defines the prompt, dataset path, model, metrics used for optimization. You can customize the configuration here for your specific use cases. With the configuration defined, let's run the migrate command. The time to optimize your prompt varies depending on use cases, but you can expect around 3 to 15 minutes for basic optimization. And once the migrate step has finished, the optimized prompt would show up in the result folder. And that's it. We have optimized a prompt and can now compare how much better it performs.
So here we are on the LLAMA Prompt Ops GitHub page. So let's try to read the tutorial first just to understand it a little bit more. So you will optimize a prompt for classifying customer service messages just with a few commands. So urgency, sentiment, and categories. So this is the existing system prompt. So basically the messages will be generic, right? As they just ask, right? Question and answers. And then there is this format that this need to be converted to. So you are a helpful assistant, extract and return a JSON with the following keys and values. So here you have urgency, high, medium, low, sentiment, neutral, positive, negative, neutral, categories, true or false in this case. And this is the dataset format. As usual, it will have fields and answers with the categories. This is the metrics they use for calculation. So urgency classification, accuracy in determining if a request is high, medium or low, sentiment analysis, accuracy in classifying the customer's tone as positive, neutral, and category tagging. They used Google Colab for the demo, but I'm gonna use Mac. So yeah, so this is on the right, I have my item environment set up, and on the left there is the GitHub documentation link. So we just try to run these, follow the steps. So if I go here, so the first thing is that I'm gonna create a Conda environment. So here you see that they are using Python 3.1, and I'm gonna install it. So this environment might already be there in my environment. So it's gonna override that. So I'm just gonna put enter. Takes few seconds, not too long. So I'm gonna say yes. So it's gonna install these packages. Okay, so now I'm gonna activate the prompt. Activate the Conda environment. So I'm gonna do prompt ops. So it activated, and now you can see that we are on prompt ops Conda environment. Now let's look at it again. What's the next step? Pip install. So it's going to install some of the libraries required for this project. So let's just follow there. So you see collecting some of these libraries here. So it's installing your SQL Alchemy for the ORM tool for playing with SQL, Pedantic, and then OpenAI, Pyro for the format. What else is main? Hugging Face Hub, data sets. So these are Hugging Face libraries for playing with the LLMs. And then what else? There is Snifio here. So if you guys are not familiar with Snifio, it's a Python package for detecting this one here, detecting which async platform you're using. There's not gonna be a lot of async process here, multi-process as well. So yeah, these are some of the libraries that are installed. Now what I'm gonna do is clone the project. So let's clone it. So let me remove this just to show you guys. Let's clone it again. Okay, so it cloned the project. Now I'm gonna just move to that project. Okay, so now we are on this project, and then I'll install all the remaining dependencies, whatever is required for the project. So it's building, already satisfied most of it. Yeah, so all these are very standard, which we already installed. Yeah, most of it is actually installed, so that's good. So now we don't need to install anything. Now we're gonna create a project. So here, but I'm not gonna name it my project. Let's call it test project, prompts test project. Just keep it like something tangible. Prompt test project demo. I think this is fine. Test project. So it's gonna take few seconds, not too much time. Okay, perfect. So if you see what it did, creating project structure, created project structure this, generating configuration file, so it created config.yaml, created prompt.txt, created dataset with 200 examples, environment file also created, documentation also created. So now I think we can see what is there. So prompt project, if you see here, so you have the readme, you have config.yaml. So let's take a look at one by one. This is config.yaml. So you have prompts.txt file, which is provided, dataset path, model. So this is gonna use your, it's using OpenRouter version of it. OpenRouter, if you guys are not familiar, we'll look at it, but OpenRouter is your platform that provides API access to multiple large language models. With a little money, you can actually use these large language models and compare across various models. It supports like a unified API, so you can use one API call for GPT-4, Claude, Llama, model comparisons, and yeah. And then task model, here is your router llama 3 70 billion instruct model, and then there is llama 3.3, which is the proposer model. So this is your config file. Let's look at the dataset.json. So this is your dataset. So all these subject, immediate attention, serious safety concern with procure support team, procure. Thanks Jamie, can we help us solve it? Answer this is the category. False, customer true, training false, whatever. So this is your data set. Let's look at the environment file. Okay, so here is your environment. So it needs a router, open router key. So that's what we talked about. Okay, so they're saying that to create an open router key. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here and create open router. So you just call it prompt ops, right? I already created bunch of times. You can have additional settings like this, but I don't want. I just gonna create it. So this is my key. Yeah, this is the only time you will see it, so you can need to copy this, and then it's here. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna put it inside, right? So this is our open AI key, open router key. And then, so if you guys are not familiar with OpenRouter, here's the website. So you can see the unified interface for all LLMs. You can actually look at the models it supports. So you can, if you want to know which models are there for Llama, you have like Llama 3.3, Llama 4, Llama 3.1 instruct. So this is the one we are using for this use case in the example, but you can use DeepSeek, Meta. You can also look at the rankings of these. Anthropic Claude is the one that is most used. It's 277 billion tokens it has generated in the last few months. And then if you go to the main page, you can actually look at the top apps. So you can find some really exciting apps here. So like if you look at client, let's try to go to that, and let's try to go to the bot, the collaborative AI coder. Elevate your engineering teams with a fully collaborative AI partner that's open source. That's actually pretty cool. Collaborative AI coder. It's always been like coding for one person, but collaborative, that's cool. What else do you see here? Let's see Kilo code. What's that? The best AI coding agent for VS Code. Kilo combines all features of client, Ru, and your own additions. So this is for VS Code. You can actually install it. This looks pretty cool as well. What's happening? Oh, I'm gonna check this out. This looks interesting, so I'm gonna save this. Very cool. Anyways, coming back to this, then you have role play. This is funny, we don't want to go there. But social agent, codex, yeah, some cool apps. You can go and check it out. For the keys, you actually have to go to the keys section here from the top menu. Just select keys, and then you can do this. Anyways, coming back to this, so now we have the OpenRouter key. Now I'm gonna run the optimization. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna run migrate. So this is gonna take it's gonna take a long time, guys. So yeah, let's pause this here. Is completed and everything looks good here, no errors, so it's as such. So you can see the results here. So let's actually check this out. Here are the results with prompts and questions and answers, kind of. So done. The optimized prompts will be saved to the file. The optimized prompt will be saved in the result directory as well for file name like this. And you open the file, you will see this. So let's look at this file in the results directory. What ls vi results. So 131. Yeah, that's the same file actually. Yeah, that's a folder I opened previously. So it's basically the same. But yeah, this is the output. You can see the prompt and example 1. Analyze the customer's message. System, few short examples. You can also look at their configuration file, facility, YAML configuration. So these complete configuration structure. So you can specify the model, API base, temperature, max tokens. Created a new file, facility.yaml, in your config directory with the following structure. You can define which language model to use for both prompt optimizations. This is the LLAMA LLM that will process your dataset examples. So you can see these are some of the parameters they can use in the llama file. So max token is the maximum response length, controls randomness, so for classification deterministic, for creative tasks 0.7, nucleus sampling parameters, limits total token selection, frequency penalty reduce, repetition of penalizing tokens that have already appeared, and presence penalties. So these are the configurations that you can tweaks that you can do on your configuration file. Adapter class, this is the general adapter class, prompt standard JSON, nothing major here. The path for the facility file that I talked about earlier, training size, validation size, seed, shuffle, fields and input, golden output field. For complex dataset, you can create a custom adapter by extending the dataset adapter class referred to this custom adapter here. So this you can use like JSON adapter, whatever. Prompt configurations, prompt, so you can specify the configuration for the prompt, file, inputs, outputs, and the text. So it kind of displays the text as well, seems like. Metric configuration, so class, strict JSON, where to require exact JSON, false always allows extracting JSON from text, field to capture advanced metrics, create a custom metrics by extending the custom metric class. Optimization settings, section controls, so strategy optimization approach for llama optimization, basic beta llama. Max rounds, number of optimization iterations, example of 2 use per round. Prompt variations to try, 5-word balance exploration. So you have to maintain a balance between exploration and exploitation, so I would say 5 is good. Bootstrap examples, number of threads, max errors, and those. So now you can run with, you can look at the configuration, create an environment file with the API key, and run optimizations here. You can override specific configurations, and then you can look at the output file. So that's basically what this LLAMA Prompt Ops project is. You can check out the link from the description, and yeah, I think this will help you if you are working with large language models, like custom large language models, or building your chatbot. This could be really useful, and I would suggest checking this out. Yeah, that's it from my side. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, enjoy your weekend.